And now we finally reach Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, one of the more controversial Kingdom Hearts games out there. Like, honestly, like, it's not Dream Drop Distance levels of controversy, but Birth by Sleep is a controversial Kingdom Hearts game. I think most of the controversy kind of stems from the gameplay, really. Like, you know, there's some people who just hate the gameplay because it's a lot slower than KH2's, and not only is it slower, you can pretty much break the game pretty easy. Like, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is a game you can break easily, which is a couple abilities. And as I said before, it's not Dream Drop Distance levels of controversy and Dream Drop Distance levels are broken, but you can't break the game. But Birth by Sleep is one of my upper favorite Kingdom Hearts games. You know, I really do like the game. You know, sometimes I can understand what people are saying, but I really do love the Birth by Sleep, you know. Like, Birth by Sleep was the only Kingdom Hearts game that I was able to put a lot of work into, and by a lot of work, I mean, like, replay a lot. Because, as I said before, I never really had, you know, a chance to, you know, handle a PS2 much back when I was younger, and even Kingdom Hearts less so. So I had to play Kingdom Hearts through the handhelds before I managed to play, you know, at least play it all the way through 1 and 2. And Birth by Sleep was one of those games I got. So it helped me get in. I didn't get into Kingdom Hearts from Birth by Sleep, but it helped me, like, you know, get closer to Kingdom Hearts than I ever did before. Because, I mean, Birth by Sleep, you didn't really, you know, prior knowledge of the series, it's obviously required. Not all of it, though. You know, Birth by Sleep, you can jump in, and, you know, while it is recommended you play the other games first, Birth by Sleep is not a game that will just leave you know, hanging. It's not a game that'll leave you hanging. You know, you can play it perfectly fine without knowing any other games, but knowing those games is important. But anyway, Birth by Sleep, I felt like I could split this into the story and the gameplay categories. I want to talk about the gameplay first, but you normally leave that for, like, the end of the video. But I guess I could talk about the story now. I do this every video. You know, I usually say, oh, well, I want to talk about the gameplay. I don't want to talk about the story first. But no, let's talk about the story first. So, KH Birth by Sleep, it starts about 10 years prior to the beginning of the first Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 1, obviously. It stars 3 characters named Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, and they're pretty much up-and-coming Keyblade Masters. And with Terra and Aqua ready to take their Marker Master exam. Ventus wants to become a Keyblade Master, but, you know, he's not ready for that. So Ventus... So here's the thing I don't get about Birth by Sleep, is that, you know, with Ventus's origin, we kind of have a, you know, clue to where he's come from, and it kind of got emphasized more in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Was revealed that he was from the Keyblade War, so he's over 100 years old. But to this day, I still have no idea where the hell Terra and Aqua came from, really, because I know Ericus, you know, brought all of them in. Except, you know, Xehanort brought Ventus to Ericus. And we don't know where Terra and Aqua came from. You know, we don't know where they're from. All I know is that they're just kids that Ericus adopted, and they can somehow use Keyblades. Like, I swear, if it goes way back, you know, if it goes, like, way back, and it's like, oh no, Terra was some kind of ancient person, or Aqua was, like, some kind of legacy or some crap, and Ericus somehow found them because they were Keyblade wielders. If they ever reveal like that, something like that in Union Cross, I'm gonna be pissed so bad. But anyway, stuff goes down, and then Ericus gets well, actually, it doesn't go that far. It actually starts with, you know, Terra accidentally using the darkness, and Ericus ain't having it. You know, Ericus is not like any hint of darkness ever. He's not having it. If he sees darkness, it's game over. And then it tells Terra to go try to control it, and then he gets a message saying that, okay, look. There is these creatures running around called the Unverse. I want Aqua to go fix that. Terra, I'm going to give you a second chance. You know, just think it's a second chance so you can, you know, make it up and try to become the Keyblade Master next time. And, you know, Vincent is just stuck in the background watching everything. So, poor guy. So, Terra goes off to escape. Well, he's getting told by his master Xehanort first. And then, you know, Xehanort's like, look, you don't need to reject the darkness. You know, you could just use it, channel it. You know, just darkness is your friend. And the funny thing about Terra is that, you know, he's pretty much willing and trusting the Master Xehanort despite how obviously evil he is. Now, the one criticism I hear a lot about Terra's character is that, oh man, he's too trusting. I mean, who the hell would trust someone like Xehanort? And I can understand where people are coming from, especially when, you know, Terra goes down to different worlds and he's meeting the Disney villains and the other villains that he's immediately trusting. That's not exactly true. See, there's Captain Hook, and he willingly, you know, he threw himself to, you know, work with Captain Hook. And then after all that, he was like, I ain't dealing with this no more. I ain't being duped like this. There's nothing in this treasure chest. I mean, he was still skeptical of Captain Hook anyway, so it's not like he blindly trusted him. And then there was Xehanort himself. Now, Xehanort being his senior and a Keyblade master and friend to Ericus, I can understand why Terra would trust him. Xehanort would know stuff like this. He's a wise old man. He's a friend of Ericus, and obviously Terra respects his elders. So, I can understand why he would, why he would trust Xehanort to a certain extent. Yeah, Xehanort's completely evil, but of course Terra wouldn't, just immediately say, "Oh, he's evil," right in front of Xehanort's face, because that would be stupid. And, just the other villains with Maleficent. She mind controlled his ass, so there's that. Let me try to remember. As a Maleficent, Captain Hook, Hades. He didn't actually trust Hades right away either. So, with Terra, everybody keeps calling Terra a blind idiot because he's willingly trusted Disney villains. No, I don't think so. Terra gets too much flack for that. Honestly, I get what I get where people are coming from, but it's not really as extreme as people blow it up to be. Sometimes Terra just gets put in his advantages, and sometimes he just takes advantage of the situation, and he doesn't really just blindly follow, oh, well, I'm just going to blindly follow these villains because, I'm so stupid. No, it's not like that. It really isn't like that. If Terra did that the entire time, I totally would have a problem with that. Really. With the Queen, he wasn't having it. Terra really wasn't having it with the Queen. Then there was Hades, as I said before. He just used Hades for that, and et cetera, et cetera. But Terra didn't really, fall for the villain's plans a lot, like everybody made it out to be. It's not that bad. Terra's not an idiot. Terra's he's not the brightest, but Terra's no dummy. And I feel sorry for when he gets ripped on like that. It's oh no, He's so stupid following these villains, even though they're completely and obviously evil. Of course, Terra knows they're evil. He just doesn't know Xehanort's evil because he's obviously his senior. He's a senior, respected Keyblade master. I mean, of course, Terra wouldn't see he's evil from the start. Anyway, so moving on from that, Terra goes first, then Ventus goes chase after Terra, while Aqua's pretty much chasing after the two of them. So it's basically like a chase leader kind of game, So Terra goes to the Disney Worlds first, then Vincent falls after him, and then Aqua falls after him. Terra starts to learn about how, darkness, is evil or stuff like that, and then he starts to learn I can control the darkness. He starts showing signs of darkness, especially when his battle against Breg, which funny enough, Breg shows up here, and knowing what happened in Kingdom Hearts 3, I have to look at every Zigbar scene now because of Kingdom Hearts 3 and look and see, did Nomura really plan this in advance, or he just did for the hell of it? But anyway, Terra's pretty much going from world to world, and et cetera, et cetera. He runs into Xehanort a couple of times. Xehanort's all look, just channel the darkness, man. There's no point in rejecting it. You have it within you. Channel it. And Xehanort's pretty much using him as a setup to become his new vessel, because Xehanort's an old man. So, being an old man, kind of, he wants to live a little bit longer. So, he's trying to, it's like the whole Orochimaru thing from Naruto, he's trying to prep up Sasuke to, use his body. It's pretty much just like that. Xehanort's prepping up Terra so he can possess his body, use up all that darkness up inside and stuff like that. So there's that. Terra goes from world to world. It's hard to talk about the Disney worlds because that's where most of the story happens, but I'm going to skip straight to the Keyblade Graveyard because, it's not that the Disney worlds aren't important, because they are in a way, but it's the more the meat is in the final hours of the game. So if Terra reaches the Keyblade Graveyard, learning after all he did, actually no, even before that, he was told by Xehanort, look, Ventus found out his origin, okay, Ericus is going to kill him, you gotta go. So Terra goes off to Ericus, and it's okay, what's going on happening here? And then Ericus goes to kill Ventus. Terra protects him, and it's and then a showdown between master and student, which was actually nice. It was a nice emotional moment because watching Terra just actually beat the hell out of Ericus. Ericus was look, dude, evil, darkness, I don't want anything to do with it. Get out of here. Darkness is pure evil and will always be evil. Ericus was pretty much a victim of thinking darkness is pure evil. Light is the only thing that, should work. And, it's kind of messed up, how two sides of the coin work like that. You got Ericus, Xehanort, who's all in love with that darkness. And then you got Ericus just, ugh. But anyway, Terra kills Ericus. His body disappears in the light, and his heart actually goes inside Terra, so it stays in there. I mean, I would have never guessed that knowing from the scene, but of course, Terra disappearing in the light kind of makes sense because, to be fair, Terra did, off him with his Keyblade. So I guess that would mean that that's the reason his heart went inside. Terra's, because I feel as though if he killed him with any other kind of weapon, yeah, Ericus would be totally dead. But killing him with the Keyblade obviously, changed some stuff about that. But anyway, after that, the whole Land of Departure just goes straight to hell. Land of Departure just goes straight to hell because everything's collapsing. Because Xehanort's like, look, if you want to confront me, we'll meet up at the Keyblade Graveyard. We'll settle it there. So Terra goes off to the Keyblade Graveyard, watching his destroyed home. All the memories are pretty much dead and in the darkness. So he goes to the Keyblade Graveyard, meets up with Aqua and Ven. They find out, well, actually Aqua finds out that, Terra's been going from world to world, doing all these heinous crimes. And she found out that Terra offed Ericus. Then Ventus comes in and is like, dude, look, I don't know what y'all been through, but I've been through some crap. Okay, there's some dude named Vanitas, and we apparently have to fuse together to create something called a Keyblade, and I don't know what the hell it is, but to prevent doing that, look, I want you guys to kill me. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff at once. Like, and then just to ruin the moment, then Xehanort comes in and is like, look at all these broken keys, man. There used to be a war in this place. And all these Keyblade wielders kill each other in the war. They want that light so badly, and they kill each other. Then, Ericus. Xehanort starts the final showdown. And, yeah, things go to hell right away. Because freaking Vanitas and Ericus... I keep saying Ericus. Damn, Ericus is dead. Vanitas and Xehanort pretty much finesse all of them. Xehanort grabs Ventus. He's... paralyzes him with darkness, then freezes his ass, and just chucks him off the damn high top of the rock the cliff rock he was standing on. Funny enough, in the secret episode of Kingdom Hearts 2, when it showed the Fate of the Unknown scene, it actually just broke the Keyblade, which I'm surprised they never actually kept in the actual Birth by Sleep. I don't know if it was like, I guess a Keyblade breaking was too intense, despite it happening recoded. I don't know. I mean, hell, if it was more intense, it probably would have got killed falling off that damn thing. Sorry. Anyway, after that, Terra goes up to fight Xehanort. Xehanort's like, look, just let it take over, man. There's nothing you can do. The darkness is going to take over you. You suck, Terra. There's nothing you can do. Give it up. Terra gives into his darkness just to fight back Xehanort, and he kicks his ass. But Xehanort still has a trick up his sleeves. Like, look, boy. It's time. It's time. I can take that body. He finally releases his heart. It goes inside Terra. Boom. Now we got Terranort. But Terra's lingering will was so damn strong, it pretty much reanimated his armor back up, and so they can have one big ass final showdown. And funny enough, while the objective says like, "Oh, take down Xehanort and reclaim your body" or something like that, he doesn't get his body back until like Kingdom Hearts 3, which is like a good about 12 years later. So that's the longest objective in Kingdom Hearts. So anyway, Xehanort wins. Terra technically loses. There's nothing he could have done because his body's still taken away. His big ass explosion caused by the Keyblade in the ground below. And Terranor's been in that Keyblade graveyard since then. I mean, not Terranor, my bad. Lingering Will's been in that Keyblade graveyard ever since then. And that's pretty much the end of Terra's story. I pretty much just blazed through most of it and just gave the Clips Notes version. Now, the thing about Terra's story I liked is how it's just pretty much, it was set from the very beginning to be a failure. Because obviously, Terra most likely was going to fight Xehanort anyway. It was pretty much set up like that after Xehanort pretty much made him go through all this stuff. And yeah, it was kind of sad watching Terra going through all this. Funny enough, despite Terra's goal, like one of his goals being to find the masked boy being Vanitas, he never actually confronted Vanitas until the Keyblade graveyard and never spoke to him once. Like, even, and I find it hilarious that they work together, they kind of team up together when they fight with one another in Kingdom Hearts 3. And they never actually interacted with one another once, despite that being one of Terra's goals. It's crazy. Yeah, Terra's story is a sad one. Everyone's story is a sad one, but Terra's story is a sad one because now he lost his friends. He lost his body. He got his body stolen by an old man who's just pretty much been causing havoc to every other Kingdom Hearts world for like ever now. And Terra's story sucks. I don't believe he deserves the flack he gets. Terra's been called an idiot. And I will say, Terra's not the brightest cookie in the jar, but he's not an idiot. Like there's actually him not being an idiot and being so gullible to fall for the villain's plans and junk like that. It's not as extreme as everyone builds it up to be. It's not. But that's the end of Terra's story right there. I do like Terra's Keyblades most of all, especially Chaos Ripper, because it's bar none the best Keyblade in the game, which with actual penalty effects. That's something I never actually seen in Kingdom Hearts before. When a Keyblade actually like takes away a stat. Because Chaos Ripper has, I think, like -2 in Magic, and I have never seen any Keyblade in any Kingdom Hearts game steal, like, actually say a negative on a stat. It's crazy. Because, Terra's magic is pitiful. Like, he's all strength. And I believe that Terra does, well, actually, I do believe Aqua has the best commands, but I like playing as Terra more. The problem with Terra is that, he can't dodge or anything, really. He can't dodge like Aqua and Ven can, and he can't get their invincibility frames like he can, so trying to fight, I guess, the mysterious figure is like hell, but I'll get to that when I talk about the gameplay section. But overall, I like Terra's story mode. Now we move on to Ventus. Ventus is actually a lot different because Ventus's whole story is pretty much, him just meeting new people, like, and actually, like, forming friendships with him, like pretty much like Sora was. Ventus is like in a way like a reflection of a more younger, inexperienced Sora, on his big journey. But even though Ventus, is just a bright young kid, there's a lot of mystery behind him. Why did Xehanort have Ventus in the first place? What was he going to do with him? Why did he extract his darkness out of him? So pretty much what he did was, like, he took the darkness, Xehanort took the dark half out of Ven. That dark half became Vanitas, faceless Vanitas, because he didn't have a face at first. It was explained in the light novels that he slowly developed a face over time that looked like Sora's, which we already know in Birth by Sleep, but Vanitas originally acted much like Ven. Now, I wish this was actually in the game, his whole personality being like Ven's originally, but it's not in the game. It was in the light novel, which kind of sucks. I kind of believe it should have been in the game. Anyway, Vanitas was much like Ven, exactly, but then, every time he spawned out Unverse and got killed afterwards, he would feel a certain pain, and that pain pretty much turned him into the jaded, cynical, just piece of crap that he is now. So that's a little backstory for Vanitas there, because I have to talk about Vanitas because he's also part of Ventus' story. So, as I said before, Ventus got his darkness extracted from him and it became Vanitas. And Xehanort was like, well, shoot, you might as well spend the rest of your days here on on Destiny Islands. I mean, you're going to die anyway after all that darkness I took from you. I mean, look at you. You're just a husk. You only got light left. You're just a husk of your former self. I might as well just leave you on the Destiny Islands and let you die here. But, Ventus summons his Keyblade and Xehanort feels like, you know what? You still got some light left in you, man. I might be able to use you. So he drops him off at Ericus' place for, forever. He just throws him at Ericus' place like, look, I don't want to deal with no more. I mean, he's no use for me now. So Vincent's pretty much spent his whole life just sitting there wondering, it's like, man, Terra, like, I want to know what's out there. He's just like pretty much like Sora and Riku were. Like, he just wants to know what's out there. But Ericus always said that, no, Ventus, you can't go out. You are forbidden to go outside of this world. Trust me, it's for your own good. Sorry, I'm just yawning a lot. And I find it funny that, like, it's kind of like a way like Sora and how Sora, Riku, Kairi wanted to escape. How they wanted to escape Destiny Islands and, go off on a grand adventure, want to know what the worlds were like. Ventus was the same way. But the funny thing about it is Sora, Riku, and Kairi weren't constantly told to stay on the island, but Ventus is pretty much forced to until he's able to escape for the first time. Meet some Disney pals, go to some Disney adventures, and then we hit the Keyblade Graveyard section. And not the Keyblade Graveyard section. No, he actually goes to Destiny Islands first. Which, I forgot about talking about Terra's visit to Destiny Islands. So Terra goes to Destiny Islands and meets Riku there for the first time. And now we know how Riku gained the Keyblade in the first place. Because Terra performed the inheritance ceremony on him. So there's that. After performing the inheritance ceremony on him, he tell him, like, look, one day you'll be able to use this Keyblade. Use it to protect your friends. If your heart's strong enough, you'll be able to summon the Keyblade, etc., etc. So, funny enough, at Destiny Islands and Kingdom Hearts 1, where all the Heartless were evading, that was when Riku was supposed to get the Keyblade, but because he got, gave him the darkness at the time, it just went to the next best thing, being Sora. And the only reason it went to Sora was because Sora had Ventus's heart within him, which granted him the ability to use the Keyblade. So, yay. That pretty much explains the backstory for Sora regarding the Keyblade. Back to Ventus. Ventus goes to Destiny Islands. He actually sees Vanitas quite a bit throughout the story mode. He meets him first at the Keyblade Graveyard, but, like, this is, and he meets the Keyblade graveyard, but not at the very end. He is like after like the, I think right before they visit the Radiant Garden. Yeah. He meets Venus in the Keyblade graveyard. He taunts him a bit. They fight. Mickey comes in and helps him out. Ventus makes friends with Mickey, but Mickey's Star Shard, it's weird and just throws him off to some unknown place. So Ventus enters Radiant Garden. Now, and then, he gets the passes to Disney Town from Scrooge McDuck, and he goes team up with Terra and Aqua to go fight the Trinity armor. So after that, Terra and Aqua get into a heated discussion about Terra's like, look, did he ask you to keep an eye on me? Like, I don't need to be watched over. I'm not some kind of kid. You guys don't trust me. I'm gonna peace out. So, and then Vince was like, you're awful, Aqua. Like, Jesus. And and I kind of felt that was a little bit harsh. Because, overall, it made it seem like Aqua's Keyblade, her becoming a Keyblade master kind of went to her head. But it didn't seem like that in her story mode. For me personally, it didn't seem like she was getting in over her head with the whole, I'm a Keyblade master, therefore I'm just, better now. No, I don't see that. I feel like that was a bit much. She was only trying to look after her friend at the request of Erika's. She's trying to take her, be serious, but it didn't seem like she was, trying to be like this busybody. It wasn't like that. I think it was a way to try to create drama, but it seemed a little bit excessive, especially with Ventus calling Aqua awful. So after Ventus runs off to go find Terra, he runs in no, he doesn't run to Venus. He actually goes off to find Terra. The funny enough, he does meet Lee and Isa, which also creates a weird dynamic to oh yeah, now Lee meets Roxas in the future, and there was no, it's probably why he got attached to Roxas so much, because he looked like Ventus. That's a plot point I don't like, because that just seems weird, because they make no comment of if Lee ever said, you know what, Roxas, you remind me of a dude I met long ago. He looked just like you. If Lee ever said that would be a different story. That would be a totally different story. Then I could accept that plot point. But I don't know, man. It just seems like a way, just Axel and Roxas were friends. So, let me just throw Axel and Ventus to become little friends. I hate that. I don't hate the plot point. It's kind of funny. But, And then, Lee back then had some weird, I don't know what the hell they were. I know they're precursors to his chakra arms, but they look like goddamn frisbees. I don't know how the hell he was going to fight with them. What are you going to do? Beat freaking Ventus over the head with it? Ventus got a wooden Keyblade. I don't think Axel's frisbees were going to do much. But anyway, that leads off to the plot point of how Axel and Isa got involved with the organization in the first place. They met up with Ants and the Wise in their castle, and then experiments happened, and they became nobodies. Now, it's open-ended enough for where Kingdom Hearts 3, they did all this stuff, we did this, because there was a girl we knew and we were friends with. Them going to the castle kind of left it open-ended enough to where, Nomura could just easily put in, we knew this girl way back, she was our friend. Yeah, she was totally here all along. So yeah, there's that. So Ventus goes to meet Terra. He goes off again, and Ventus doesn't have a reason to go find Terra now. He just goes off in different worlds and junk like that, hanging out with the Disney characters, and then we reach Destiny Islands, and then he meets with Venus, and Venus is like, "Look, I'm gonna kill him. If you don't nut up and fight me, I'm gonna kill him. We need to fuse to create the Keyblade. Done deal. I'm gonna kill your friends." And so Venus just comes in just to taunt Ventus some more. Ventus started getting flashbacks about him, him and Terra, and how Ventus was a crybaby, and how Terra felt like, he was like the important big brother he had. So Ventus heads off to the Keyblade graveyard, and then the same confrontation happened with what I just said with Terra. They meet up together, they have their little thing. Ventus was like, kill me now, because the Keyblade would not be forced if I'm dead. I'm yawning a lot. I feel tired. I don't know why. Anyway, so after that, the whole major battle at the Keyblade Graveyard begins. Everybody gets finessed by Xehanort. And then Aqua and Vin are confronted by Braig. This is right at the point where Ventus got frozen by Xehanort, so frozen and paralyzed, if you were to call it that. So he's still on the ground trying to, like, get out of the ice. Aqua goes off to fight Breg, and then when Aqua defeats Breg and he runs off, she gets struck down by Venus. Is going to get killed. So Ventus got him. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna you don't hurt Aqua. I'm gonna throw hands with you, throw Keyblade hands." To fight each other, they end up in some weird metaphysical world inside Ventus's heart. They fight each other one last time there because Venus shows him off. Look at this Keyblade. Look at this, bro. It's broken. It's no good. We gotta fuse together completely because if you hold it back, bro, the real Keyblade won't be forged. And then freaking Ventus drops the hardest lines like, "You ain't got no friends." At least I got some friends. You ain't got none. It's kind of sad because Venus was originally like Vin upon his creation, but years of edgy pain later, he freaking has to suffer this now. So, edgy boy. So anyway, after all that, Ventus has pretty much practically sacrificed himself in order to defeat Vanitas. So he's pretty much stuck in a comatose state ever since. So after that, he's just. Yeah, that's the end of Vince's story. He gets put to sleep. Yeah, he sacrificed most of himself and puts to sleep, and hopefully his heart restores or whatever. Yeah, and we get that result in Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's a different video. So now we move on to Aqua's story. And Aqua's story is rather normal. It's rather simple. She just chases after Terra and Vin. Now, the thing about Birth by Sleep is that the story has more important focus upon Terra and Vin rather than Aqua. I mean, Aqua's important, don't get me wrong, and she does have her moments. But the story kind of heavily focuses around Terra and Vin, which it makes sense. Terra will go on to be Terranort, who will go on to be Xemnas and Ansem, the main antagonists for the next games. Ventus will go on to be Sleep and be an important plot point for Castle Oblivion because, that's how they can't get in there because the secret of Castle Oblivion is Ventus. Also the reason why Sora can use his Keyblade. But Aqua doesn't have any story importance. It's just the fact that she's not like, the focus ain't really on her rather than the other two. So she's tasked with going around exterminating the Unverse. But Terra and Vin, they go off and do their own damn thing. So Aqua's being like, you know what? Shoot, I might as well go find them, kill the Unverse on the way there. So she goes to do that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I'm actually falling asleep. I gotta finish this video. Anyway, she goes out to Disney World. She, struts her Keyblade stuff. Back to Radiant Garden once again. Nope. Back to Keyblade Graveyard once again. Not Keyblade Graveyard. What I'm talking about. I keep saying Keyblade Graveyard when I mean Radiant Garden. So Radiant Garden stuff happens again, Trinity Armor stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then she encounters Vanitas there, which is funny to me, because that's like her first encounter with Vanitas. She recognizes the masked boy that Eric was talking about. So they duke it out. She tries to see what's under this mask, but all Vanitas does is laugh and yeet the hell up out of there. So after she leaves, she goes out to more Disney Worlds. And, oh yeah, let me go on a little tangent here. Let me go off on a little tangent here, because this still bothers me to this day. Though there's this event in Disney Town called the Million Dreams Award, and it's pretty much a vote on if people like you or not. And if you get enough votes, you get a special ice cream made for you. Okay, so each winner of the Million Dreams Award will obviously Terra, Aqua, and Vin. The main characters, they get the awards. But the thing about the Million Dreams Award is that it references the characters being there already. So like Terra was there first, then Ventus was there, then Aqua, like in that order. But every time a character goes there, it just says, oh, Terra, Aqua, and Vin won this competition, despite Terra being the first one there. Like, and that bothers me because this is the same event that plays out 3 times, but it's for 3 different people, but references people that can't even be there. Like, if Terra goes there first, Aqua and Vin couldn't have been there. If Ventus went second, that means Aqua wouldn't have made it there first. And if Aqua been there, yeah, Terra and Vin would make it, but that makes no sense why Terra gets claimed, oh, well, Aqua and Vin were already here. It mostly pisses me off with Terra and Vin because it literally makes no sense. With Aqua, Aqua being last, of course it makes sense that Terra and Vin were there. But I don't know, those cutscenes pissing me off because it's the exact same scene playing out. And like with barely any variation other than what Pete changes it to, you know, Captain Dark and Captain damn, what was this? I forgot the other one. Captain Dark and Captain something else. It wasn't Light. That's a different thing. I just can't remember. Captain Justice, there we go. It was Captain Justice. But yeah, that's the part of the Million Dreams Award that pisses me off because I don't know why it's the same event that plays out 3 times and none of it makes sense. It's like some weird like loop. Like every time they enter Disney Town, they have to replay a loop, but somehow references the other timelines. So anyway, after that, Disney Town, you know, Disney places, moving on past the Disney places. We finally reached the Keyblade Graveyard. Actually, not even the Keyblade Graveyard yet. Aqua figures out that her home got destroyed. All this bad crap is going down. Ericus is dead. She goes to the Keyblade Graveyard to confront Terra. So the thing about it is, most of Aqua's stuff is in her Disney World because she really doesn't have that many implied importance compared to Terra and Vin. But most of her stuff is like either in the Disney World or the secret episode and final episode, which I will talk about. Anyway, she goes to the Keyblade Graveyard. As I said before, same events play out. You know, they start talking to each other. Vince was an enemy. Terra, you know, confesses that he took out Xehanort. And then, you know, the final battle starts again. Even though this is like, unlike the Million Dreams Award, all this final battle stuff is the same thing. So, you know, it's the same event. Anyway, Aqua gets down with Vin, you know, to keep him safe. And then, you know, Breg comes up. Breg comes out of nowhere. Aqua fights Breg. Then when she realizes she was struck by Phineas. And then when she wakes up, she realizes Mickey is there and they team up together to fight the now newly formed Vin-Nidus. Vin-Nidus was always a weird concept to me because it's just like Vince's head on Vanitas' body. Like there was like no better way of, you know, spacing that out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crotchety old man just complaining about the simpler times of Kingdom Hearts where things weren't, you know, weird as hell. But anyway, after all that, she manages to actually crack the Keyblade. So, you know, good on you, Aqua. She actually managed to break the Keyblade. Now, you know, it's revealed that Xehanort says, like, you know what? You know, that Keyblade, it really wasn't the real one. It was a kind of a fake. But still, Aqua, the fact that she was actually managed to able to break it must mean something, you know? So after she breaks the Keyblade, Ventus falls in his coma. She heads back to Castle Oblivion. I did skip the Mysterious Tower stuff because that doesn't matter right now. She heads to Castle Oblivion, which, funny enough, Castle Oblivion was actually a secret hidden within the Land of Departure. Now, when Ericus died, obviously she managed to she took his Keyblade and unlocked the lanes between and unlocked the Land of Departure, and that's what created Castle Oblivion. Aqua puts him in Castle Oblivion, lets him rest, and that sets up what the secret of Castle Oblivion was in Kingdom Hearts Rechain Memories. So, you know, Vince is the one in there, so yay. So Aqua senses some darkness coming from Radiant Garden. She heads there and realizes that she sees Terra Nord there, and despite not wanting to believe that it's not Terra. She fights them. Cool ass fight, lovely music. I shall guide you to the depths of darkness. That's so cool. So the sad thing about it is she managed to beat Terra Nord, but she wasn't able to, like, you know, get Xehanort out of there. She jumps into the not Keyblade Graveyard. My bad. I keep saying Keyblade Graveyard. She jumps into the land, the realm of darkness, and, you know, since there's no way that those two could come back together, she practically sacrificed herself by giving Terra her Keyblade and her Keyblade glider and her armor, and sending him back to the surface, while Aqua falls into the pits of the darkest depths. But it's not done with Aqua. She still has the final episode, and it's pretty much about her in the Keyblade Graveyard, where she's just been wandering around for years at this point, you know, about 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. And she's been wandering around in there. She wants to go home. But actually, she usually wants to go home. She's just going around killing Heartless down there. And she also fights a giant Heartless called Red Eye, so there's that. And then she realizes, and then she sees, like, I think Cinderella's castle stuck under the darkness. So it is shown that, yeah, some of the worlds that have fell to darkness, and, you know, Sora will be the one to, you know, release them. I did skip completely over blank points because blank points did typically happen after the secret episode, but I'm going to talk about Blank Points now, which was actually a pretty damn good scene. I feel sad that 0.2 kind of like invalidated Blank Points. Blank Points was a really well done scene, and I enjoy it immensely. I hope that, I wish KH would do that more, because Blank Points was nice to see, two characters, who don't normally interact with each other, have a long conversation, awkward, knowing that there's still hope out there, that she's not completely stuck in this for the long haul. That someone out there is going to, free her and free Ansem and free all the Valentines. So there's that. And after all that, that's pretty much it for that. I do like Aqua's story mode though, but there was like nothing much for me to say. There really wasn't much for me to say, because this is Aqua's story mode we're talking about here. Like, she doesn't have really much of lore importance until like the very end, and even then she's not involved with the lore of the game, unlike let's say Solar. I'm freaking getting tongue tied here. She's not really plot important like Terra and Vin were. I'm falling asleep over here. God damn it. Yeah, she's not really plot important. But I'll give Aqua credit. she's a badass Keyblade willing lady. So there's that. She does develop. She starts to share the same mindset that darkness is evil, something like that. But she starts over the course of the Disney World, she's thinking, well, maybe darkness isn't so bad. Yeah, maybe darkness isn't so bad. Maybe it's just two sides of the same coin. Stuff like that. But yeah, I like Aqua. Aqua's one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts characters, bar none. It's because how cool she is, how calm she is and collected, and on top of the fact that she is one of the only badass lady Keyblade wielder in the game. I'm sorry, Kairi, you did okay in KH3 Remind, but it took you to Remind to do it, so I'm not giving you any points for that. Not here. Later. So there's that. And we reached on to my talk about the story. The end of the story, I like the story of Birth by Sleep. It has a few hiccups here and there. I do find it funny that Kairi touching Aqua's Keyblade started the initiation ceremony, which is funny to me, because Kairi just came into the situation, touched the Keyblade out of fear, and like, whoop, Keyblade wielder down the line, woohoo. Well, overall, I do like the story. I do like the story. It's actually compact. It's not filled with the KH craziness as Kingdom Hearts. So I don't feel like anyone will reliably have a problem with it. Yeah. I feel like nobody really have a problem with Birth by Sleep's story. And there are some things, about some of the modes. It's just, if I were to say something, I guess I would go to the worlds before I actually talk about the actual gameplay of the place. Though I know, before I get to that, I'm going to go back to the story part real quick. I'm not a fan that the Venus' backstory was told inside a lot of novels instead of the games, because it makes this Venus come off like this as just like an asshole just for the sake of being evil. And it's not that I have a problem with that. There are some characters who can be genuinely evil and very entertaining at the same time, but Venus is just evil, and he has no backbone to it. And it sucks because his whole backstory was in the goddamn light novels. That sucks. And I kind of find it suck. Like Nomura had time to put this in there. Nomura had time to put this in there. But anyway, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. But it fleshes Venus out. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. If it affected Venus in a more darker way, different story. But oh well, I got to dock points for Venus' backstory being put into a damn light novel. But yeah, and yeah, I still am pissed off that people do treat Terra that dirty. He is not. Everybody's just everybody just treats him like he's an idiot, immediately trusting the Disney villains. That's not true at all. I will defend Terra till it's over. That's not true. He's so suspicious of them automatically, for most of them at least, and he just plays along with their plans. The only ones that were able to get him right really were Jumba and Hook, and that's about it. I don't know if I even count Jumba, but he is a villain. He's not the villain you fight, that's gone to, but he's a villain nonetheless. And yeah. But yeah, I like the Birth by Sleep story. It was a very sad story, pretty much it was just man, after 358 had a dark ass ending, you got freaking Birth by Sleep with his dark ass ending. No one won. The villains won. Well, technically Xehanort did win because he's the only one who came back all right. And that's only because he hijacked someone else's body. Like, freaking Ventus is asleep. Aqua is stuck in the realm of darkness. And Terra, whatever's left of him, is either with Xehanort or as the lingering will. And you don't even want to know what Xehanort is going to do to that body years later, because he made them into Xemnas and Amson, respectively. So, yeah. Birth by Sleep is a sad stuff. And, Terra had to kill his master, too. So, yeah, Birth by Sleep is not a happy story. It ends off very, very sad. And that's messed up. But after I'm done with the story, which took me 40 minutes to talk about the story. God damn it. I can finally move on to gameplay right now. The gameplay of Birth by Sleep is a tough thing to talk about, really. Now, on one hand, I do like the gameplay of all the Kingdom Hearts games to a certain extent, I don't think, like, Rechain Memories is not a bad game, not by any means. It's just a game that's not my style. I get it, and I can actually, break the game in some interesting ways and learn the card system, but it's just not my thing. So the Birth by Sleep is one main problem. Like, there's two main problems, well, actually three main problems that people have. Is that one, it's not balanced properly. You got, like, your best commands in the game are practically, like, the best ones in there. Like, the commands I practically use are, like, the surges, mostly Thunder Surge, because it has all that visibility frames when you use it. You got Mega Flare, which can clear a whole room. Curaga, which, of course, you need Curaga, which there's no way you can't play the game without Curaga unless you're, like, very good at the game. You have Magnet. Now, Magniga, I don't know how often everybody uses Magniga, but Magniga is my favorite spell. I love it because it helps with crowd control. Like, all you do is throw them up to the air and you can just wail on them. At least you don't have to, it's only saying, like, Mega Flare, you just clear the room automatically. You have to just put the work in. Unfortunately, someone with Magnet like Terra is forced into the Dark Impulse command style. And while I don't hate the Dark Impulse command style at all, I really do like it. It's just that I get forced into it every time because it's a dark-based spell. And then you have, I guess Mind Square and Secret Mind kind of count, I guess. Well, Aqua's the only one who can learn Secret Mind, but I guess Mind Square also counts. Funny enough, you can actually break the battle with Monstro in the Final Mix version with just Secret not Secret Mind, but with a deck full of Mind Squares and Mind Shields, because all you have to do is, like, fly over. First you need, like, the ability to boost your magic, and you need the ability to boost your magic speed. All you do is literally go over to where the freaking knock Monstro down, stun him, and just step on his tongue and spam the mind squares, because they just keep reloading. So that's something. But the command deck and the commands in general are something that people just don't like about it, and I can understand where they're coming from in a way. Now, I personally don't hate the command deck. I actually do like it. But Birth by Sleep doesn't really have any restrictions on what you can do other than leveling up. Like when I play the game, I usually have a Firaga and a Blizzaga right before Radiant Garden, plus what I need is a once more and a second chance. So I usually have that right before the halfway point in the game. And I don't know if I should have that, but you can go even further, man. Like, it has no restrictions. The only restrictions it has really is that the fact that it takes a while to level up. If you play the command board, you can level up faster, though. The command board, I might as well get that out of the way now. I'm not a board game guy. I mean, I am a board game guy, but I'm not, like, video game board game guy, But the command deck is something that's not for me. And, leveling up commands is pretty much an afterthought. Like, I never played a mode for the sole fact of leveling up commands on purpose, I mean, that's pointless. I mean, really, like, you have to do all that. It's pointless. But anyway, the commands, they're easily able to be broken, though. I will say that. But I like the command deck. I just, I feel like a guy trying to mess with stuff like that, and I like it. It's funny to me. But, yeah, just that. I will agree that the game is broken in a lot of ways. Like, you got, you got most of the magic. It's mostly just the magic spells. There are, like, some attack commands that can be broken, too. But it's mostly the magic commands. And that kind of does suck. But I can jive with it. I don't know. I just like the game. I like the game. I really don't hate the game as much as other people do, though I can acknowledge that there's something wrong with it. Game ain't perfect, but god damn it. The command deck, though, people are not a fan of the command deck at all. Like there's some people who like it, there's some people who don't, but I think the majority of people are like, I don't want it. And so there's that. And then you can also go to Mirage Arena. You get like just like in Keyblade in the not Keyblade Girl in the Radiant Garden to get the best ability. One of the best items is called the Abounding Crystal. And you can farm them off these little grass-looking Heartless. I can't remember their name. Heartless. Unversed. I forgot their names. But with the Abounding Crystal, you can get abilities like Lucky EXP Walker, which I like to do a lot. Because with Lucky, you can increase the drop rates of stuff. And you can attach about 5 Luckies, which, increases your drop chance rate to, I think, about 5%. Not 5%, like, it's 5 times what it originally was. I don't know the exact percentage. And you can get EXP Walker, which you can get, one EXP for every step you take. And keep in mind, it's not just steps. It's literally every time something of yours touches the ground. It's like when Aqua does her cartwheel, she has both her feet and her hands on the ground. That's 4 EXP right there. Just by doing a cartwheel. So you can level up just by just doing standard actions. Terra... and it happens with Vitus too. He can do that by just dodge rolling. But with Terra, since Terra doesn't really have that ability to dodge roll, when he slides, it's only about 1 step. So it's pretty much sliding with Terra and gaining EXP out is pointless with him. There are some ways you can grind the game though. So but that's a grind. That's a different story. But yeah, there's that. And obviously when you increase the chances of leveling up you increase the chance of leveling up the command deck. Yeah, it does pose a problem because that is a lot of broken stuff right there. And I can understand people's grievances about it. They're like, I don't like it. I like Kingdom Hearts 1's better. But I like the command board. It's not the worst thing in the world. And, the melding, you can't break the melding. And the sad fact is that the melding is like a lucky crapshoot. You gotta get lucky and meld the right commands because sometimes they'll tell you what you create right, sometimes you don't, and sometimes they don't know what the ability you're gonna get attached to it. So there's that. So, yeah. So there's that. I guess another thing I would talk about, the second thing I think people have a problem with is the overall speed of the game. Now, for those... I think everyone who's watching already knows about the fact that this was a PSP game at first. Obviously, expecting any PSP game to play like Kingdom Hearts 2 was like, I don't know why you would even think about that, And, there's the argument of why couldn't this game be on the PS3 or the PS2? Because, well, granted, the PS2 still was functional. They stopped supporting it in 2014. So, yeah, this game could have been made for the PS2 or the PS3, but, Nomura decided to go all handhelds after KH2. And I can get what people mean by it because this game overall is a lot slower than KH2. Characters do have a little bit of floatiness to them. There's some abilities like, renewal block. Okay, renewal barrier and renewal block are actually very great abilities because I've been wanting something in Kingdom Hearts for the longest time where you can heal upon blocking. Now, granted, they do that like Kingdom Hearts 3 where you can, block and get a reprisal, but it's not an exact heal though. But like with renewal block and renewal barrier, you get your straight HP back from blocking successfully, and I like that. And I wish the games did that though. So. Yeah, there's the command. There's the overall speed of the game. It's floaty to some people. Yeah, I'm stambling here because I'm falling in and out of sleep. I can't stop this video now. It's just overall, yeah, I can get what you mean though. I mean, but expecting the game to play like KH2 was just it's like kind of setting yourself up for like disappointment. But the game's not a bad game, though. Like, you usually get those people who just rip on Birth by Sleep because they can. Like, everybody's like, oh, KH2 is the best, KH2 is the best. Yeah, I agree. KH2 is the best game. It just has so much going for it. But Birth by Sleep is not a bad game. But it's not the worst KH game out there. It's not. But anyway, So with that out of the way, the overall speed of the game, I think the third problem that people have is like the overall difficulty of the bosses. Now, I'm able to play Birth by Sleep over and over and over again on critical mode with no problem. But it ain't the mode I'm talking about. It's the overall like balancing of the bosses and the way they attack, and the fact that some of them don't even stagger consistently. Like, revenge values aren't in Birth by Sleep or Tree Drop Distance or anything. The only games that revenge values makes an appearance in is Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, 0.2 of Fragmentary Passage, and KH3. I don't know if the revenge value is in the games or if it's just wonky, but enemies don't really stagger all that much in the games that Osaka team has made, barring KH2 and 0. Barring KH3 and 0.3. Oh my god, I messed up twice. The point is, there's no revenge values, and some of the bosses don't stagger. Sometimes they'll counterattack and attack right through your combos. Yeah, that does suck, and I will agree to that. Like, you get like the most notorious bosses in the game being both the mysterious figure and what's his face? Mysterious figure and Venus. The sentiment of Venus. Damn, I'm fading in and out. So with Vanitas, he puts in the guise of having like a long ass HP, like a regular HP bar, but it turns out he doesn't take that much damage. He can like freaking attack right through you. He can blind you, and when playing as Terra, against these bosses are a nightmare, because the only way you can get through some of these bosses, especially the mysterious figure, which I will rant about. I'm gonna rant about the mysterious figure for a little bit, because the mysterious figure is bar none the most stupidly designed boss in Kingdom Hearts history. It's like people were like, okay, it's a tough boss, but it's not that it's just a tough boss. It's the sole fact that the boss was just designed with the aspect of, let's just throw everything we can on a boss and see what happens. The mysterious figure is not a fun boss. The only redeeming quality I will ever give that fight is the music dark impetus, and that is it. That boss is so stupidly broken, it's ridiculous. He can attack right through you. He can attack through your combos. He'll heal. He has access to almost like literally a lot of high level spells. He can stop time. He can insta kill you. He can freaking he can not burn you exactly. He can knock your commands away. He can freaking make himself invisible. He can clone himself. Like he's pretty much everything in the kitchen sink for a boss. And that sounds cool from one standpoint. It kind of does, but it's not. It is not. It's one of the worst bosses I have ever played against and had the displeasure of like fighting against. It's ridiculous. Like, the boss is not fun by any means, dude. Like, the boss is not fun by any means. And it pisses me off so badly every time, especially if you're playing as Terra. Like, the only way to successfully dodge most of his attacks, successfully dodge most of the mysterious figure's attacks, is to practically dodge roll. And the only reason dodge roll really works on him is because of the invincibility frames you get from dodge rolling or cartwheeling. But without those invincibility frames, when you're playing as Terra, the boss is nearly impossible, especially on critical mode. Now, critical mode with the boss just feels like beginner mode, and they're both the exact same level of hard, so I don't think it matters what mode you're on. I don't think it matters what mode you're on. It's the same thing regardless. And that's no fun though. That's like no fun at all. Like it bothers me to death knowing that boss it's so poorly designed. I'm not the guy who rips on boss battles, because I appreciate any boss battle I can actually get to see. I'd be like, oh man, these bosses are kind of cool. Things might be happening. They're here. I get to fight them. Be a great cool ass battle. Awesome. But it's just something I'm just not into, really. The mysterious figure, everybody's like, oh, he's tougher. It's not the fact that he's just tough. It's just that he's so broken that he's tough. Like, man, it's like they just threw everything in the kitchen sink and didn't test to see how well it would work. And that's what I feel like with this is what it is. This is what it is. And that sucks, really. It does suck ass. And this boss pisses me off so badly, though. It really does, dude. I can't even enjoy that fight. I mean, at least with Venice, he's a lot more manageable. He's not the best, but Venice is a lot more manageable, you know? Venice's sentiment, he's a lot more manageable. I mean, he's not the best because, you know, your attacks are barely doing any damage to him, and you can easily break him by just walking to a wall. If he doesn't get you, you can spam, you know, mine squares and junk like that. And I mean, the only benefit Venice got over him is that he can blind you and still sneak attack you, though he's still hard, especially with Terra. I mean, I like playing Terra more than everyone else on the roster, but with Terra, it sucks. Like, these bosses suck with Terra so hard, especially these two, because they just don't work. They just don't work, and that's what sucks about Terra. Because trying to like dodge, like not dodge, trying to dodge like some of the mysterious figures' attacks is like a nightmare because you have to be frame perfect, and even then he can still attack you, and it's stupid. Like with Terra, you're constantly getting hit. I don't think anyone can do a no damage run with Terra. I mean, there's probably one on YouTube which I haven't seen yet, but goddamn, they must have found some exploit or have the most powerful balls in the goddamn plan to even avoid that. And that's what sucks. That's what sucks. It pisses me off to no end. Like, that boss is like infuriating. And I don't know, man. It's not fun to play against that boss. Like, I don't want to rip on like the bosses so bad because the other bosses in the game, they're relatively fine, you know. They're relatively fine. You know, I have like no problem with them at all. But you know, with the mysterious figure, it's just like, no. It's not even close to being fun. It's not. It's not. It's a nightmare and a chore. And for what? To get the no-name Keyblade. Now, granted, the no-name Keyblade is worth it. At least it's a reward. At least it's a Keyblade. At least you get something for beating them instead of just being, you know, left high and dry, wondering, oh, what the hell am I supposed to get? I mean, I ain't get crap for this Keyblade. And yeah, I could totally understand someone if they would be pissed off by that prospect of not being able to get anything once they beat that hard ass boss. But even with the invincibility frames, the boss is just like even with the invincibility frames granted you by dodge rolling and cartwheeling with Aqua and Ven, the boss is still just unbelievably annoying. Like, really, dude. Like, some of the abilities and junk is just asinine, and it's not fun at all. Not fun. And it sucks, though. It really does suck because the boss could have been great. You know, young Xehanor's boss battle could have been great in that game. You know, it could have, you know, been better than it was. But it wasn't, and it sucks. But that's all I can really say about that boss. It has everything. Almost every good thing in the game. Like the fact that it can take your commands away is just, oh my god. Like, for the hell, like, okay, for the fact that he can cast Doom, he can use a fire, like the Raging Storm, right? Yeah, Raging Storm. He can use Tornado to take away your commands. He can freaking, like, he can freaking turn invisible, clone himself, do both at the same time, drop a meteor on you, like, and then the worst part is that I don't know if it's just him doing all the attacks at once or his clone somehow doing one attack, but no way, dude. Every boss encounter after that, it kind of tones him down. As of this recording, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts Remind, and I probably won't be able to because I'm not paying $30 for that. That's too much money just for what little you're getting. Granted, they're all good content, but $30 is too much. If they went on sale, yeah, I'd totally cop it, but that's neither here nor there. Point is, it's just, they just threw whatever at him and just like, oh yeah, let's just give him these abilities. And the fact that he has renewal barrier, really, that's just overkill. Like, he's just so overkill. You see why no other KH boss has those kind of things, because they knew it was a dumb idea. And the Mysterious Figure exemplifies that. You got this uber powerful boss that has every move ever, and he can still suck major butt ass. And I swear to God he does. But enough about that. Enough about him. Other boss encounters, I would just say, like, the Disney bosses are all right. They're not the best in the game, though. I will give points to Lucifer as an inventive boss because, you're tiny. You fight the freaking cat of all people. The cat. It's crazy. But yeah, other than that, the bosses in Birth by Sleep aren't really I'm not saying memorable, but they're not anything to write home about, Though you do have a lot of the bosses, considering the fact that you got the bosses in the story mode alone, and then you got the bosses in the Mirage Arena. So there's that. Speaking of Mirage Arena, I like the Mirage Arena. They got a good set amount of challenges. You can still ride your Keyblade glider there. You can play some board games, which the fact, I don't like the fact that the command board is tied to your arena level. So, one, there's no reason to ever play the command board from your regular menu, right? No way. Like, you have to, going to Mirage Arena, at least you get something, at least you level up. And the fact that you have to play so many boards just to level up once sucks. I hate that. Like, at least with the racing and the battling of the enemies, totally understand. I could get that. But for the sole fact that you have to play Mirage Arena to level up, and on top of that, you get 3 characters. So for every run you do with all those, you have to do more runs with the other characters. It sucks. It sucks, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the command board. I don't hate it, but it's just not something I want to do to get in, just to get further into the arena. It's like once you do all the racing and all the arena battles you can, it just hits a slog in the Mirage Arena where you gotta sit there and complete every command board and then go back to fighting. So once you do all that, you got the final 2 boss battles of the arena. You got Armor of Ericus, and then you got No Heart. Now, Armor of Ericus is not what I was expecting when I was younger. When I fought him for the first time about when Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix HD came out, and I got a chance to deal with because obviously Final Mix games. When I fought, I saw on YouTube, I was like, oh, he seems kind of manageable, but never fall for the whole, oh yeah, watching a video, it seems simple, but when you actually play it, you're going to get screwed. Yeah, that's what Armor of Ericus felt like to me. Armor of Ericus was a boss that was so hard to pin down. Because 1, he takes so little damage from your attacks, and 2, he's just annoyingly aggressive and then he with Terra, oh my god, he can spam that picking up the rock, picking up the part of the ground, just tossing at you, seeing as much as he wants. And it just makes the battle with Armor Ericus seem so long, and pray that you don't die. Pray that you don't die, because oh my god. Armor Ericus is an annoying fight. At base, Ericus is annoying to fight too, but at least he's manageable. At least you can block his attacks and jump like that. But with Armor Ericus, he just doesn't stop, man. But, hey, what can you do? I mean, he's a cool design boss. I'll give him that. Ericus' armor does look cool, so I'll give him that pass. I'll give him that pass just for having cool looking armor. And that's it. That's all. That's the only leniency I'm giving him. But that's the only leniency I'm giving them. And, yeah, that's it. That's it for him. And it's No Heart, but I'm not going to talk about No Heart because I haven't fought No Heart with the other characters yet. Still, I played Birth by Sleep a lot, but I'm still, it's those command boards, man. I did it with Terra, but I'll be damned if I got to do it all again with Ventus and Aqua. I just don't want to. I hate the command board so much. I just hate it for the sole fact that you have to, just do it to get anywhere. And then, you get your little racing mini games. You can ride your Keyblade glider. Racing controls aren't the best, and but the modes is there and it's fun. The sad fact about the PS3 and PS4 versions of these games, and subsequently the Xbox One versions, and hopefully Switch versions, the fact that you can't, race or play against your friends in any of the Mirage Arena missions, and that sucks really bad because they could have added online functionality, Hell, they could have added local split screen, so you and a buddy can run around and kill stuff in the Mirage Arena together. You can import your save data from one file to another and use that, because you have to play the game 3 times anyway to get the whole story, right? So if you start as Terra, and there's let's say there's a prompt that says, oh, you want to play Ventus? and to join your friends to a Mirage Arena session, you can pick Ventus, and you and Ventus can play the game. So yeah, that could have been cool if they did that, but whatever, man. That sucks though, because I would have liked that. So, but anyway, that's that for the Mirage Arena. There's not much I can say, really. There's not much I can say. But then you got stuff like the mini games, which mini games are all right. They're not the best fan. You got Fruit Ball, which Fruit Ball is all right. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit cheap when I actually try to do the attack. I try to shoot the ball, try to shoot the fruit balls one way, and it doesn't work because it's annoying. And especially it's annoying when those grapes come in, and then the grapes actually there's like a item on the field. They're like grapes, and they can burst into smaller grapes, and then they're so annoying because they can easily roll into your goal without you even knowing, and that sucks. So there's that. And then finally, the ice cream minigame. Not a big fan of the ice cream stacking minigame, and I'm not a big fan of the fact that there's a Keyblade locked behind that too. That sucks. But other than that, I think that's it for Birth by Sleep. I think I said my piece. I didn't talk about some of the characters in the story though. I did like seeing Zack from Crisis Core there. It was nice to see Zack represented. This obviously was on a PSP, and Crisis Core was on a PSP, so that was going to happen. But other than that, I think I might be done. It was a big lack of Disney. I'm sorry. I honestly didn't feel like going through all the Disney parts, because if I did that, I would be here all day. And I kind of want to go to sleep now. So I skipped all the Disney parts, really. There was really not much for me to say all that much. But other than that, yeah, Birth by Sleep, I like the game. It's not the worst game. It's not the best BlazBlue game, but it's not a bad game. I personally believe so. Some of the people in the Kingdom Hearts community freaking hate this game to death. And you know what? They can hate it all they want. I mean, as long as my enjoyment of the game is not being hindered by it, I don't care. So I am out of here, guys. I will see you all next time. Hope you have a great day. Peace out. All that jazz. See you all later, everybody. I am gone.